of what, kind of appreciation, I guess, for what they've done for me in Mariachi Azteca. These seniors that exist in Mariachi Azteca are people that have gone through either vigorous years of education in the classroom with myself, or audition processes and extremely hard work, extra hours, after-school rehearsals, recording CDs, performances outside of school, and the list goes on and on and on of how much these students really put into Mariachi Azteca. This year I'm graduating 8 seniors out of Mariachi Azteca, and for the first year it's actually pretty even across the entire instrument category that I'm losing seniors. And it's pretty sad. But at the same time, they're going to be moving on, and and hopefully, they remember the time here with Mariachi Azteca, and Mariachi Azteca as a symbol, really wishes them the best. And so my first senior was a vihuela player that I was lucky to receive last year, and he impressed me in his audition. He came so prepared, it was very impressive, and that's what I look for in an armonía player, and that's what I look for in any musician that's going to be in Mariachi Azteca, dependability and coming prepared with the music. And this award goes to Jaime Torres. And you guys will see them wearing their graduation cords on June 2nd. The next 2 people exist in my guitarrones. And the first one, I also was lucky enough to receive him last year, and his brother Steve actually really, he picked up the bass way before his brother Victor. And, but nevertheless, I can see the love for the music and the love for guitarrón, and he's really the one that I have to tell to stand still when he plays, just because he can't keep himself from moving when he's playing the guitarrón. And but his spirit and his effort and his quickness and improvement and all of his hard work have really paid off in Mariachi Azteca. This is Victor Herrera. This next guy, he's one of my originals. I've had him for 4 years. He's been such a blessing to have in the group, because he really keeps our spirits up. And he took on a challenge his freshman year. Halfway through, he started with me on guitar. And then halfway through, he switched to guitarrón because I made him. And then the next year, he was in Mariachi Azteca because I made him. And then, so he's been in Mariachi Azteca now for 3 years, which is actually, he's the longest running member of Mariachi Azteca, so give him an applause. He's been helping me out, and are you singing? Yeah, he's singing too. This is Carlos Quiñones. And then we have his twin. They even started working out together, and but actually these 2 guys right here. Yeah, go ahead, pose. I know you want to. Both of them started out like about, well, not you so much, but they started out about right here. Okay, and they also started out about right here. Okay. So they were quite chubby, and all of a sudden they just grew up into guys that work out. I don't know how often, but anyway. Okay. So anyways, the taller of the 2 has been with me also for 4 years. Another one of my originals. By original, I mean this is my 4th year teaching, so they started out as freshmen my first year of teaching all these music. Yeah, how cute. So, but Juan actually started out in a single room, which was my office at the time, alone. It was just me and him. And that sucks. As a student, my God, that must be terrible. You know, you're just in a room alone with a teacher who doesn't play trumpet. You know? And, but nevertheless, he was able to get through 4 years of education with me. Really, he's been the staple for the trumpet here in Mariachi Azteca for the last 4 years. And, you know, it's one heck of a job to take on your own. He's done an incredible job at it. And this goes to Juan Rubio. This young lady started out in my guitar class, and I could tell that she had an ear for music, and she was just really good musical intuition. I asked her, well, how come you're not playing in mariachi? You know, I had it for guitar, but I want you playing in mariachi. And then so she comes and I said, well, come and play for me today. Okay, and then I find out that she plays violin. I'm like, why aren't you playing violin in mariachi? And then she has these big doe eyes. And I said, she don't know. And so I said, okay, so you're going to start playing violin in mariachi. And then, so I give her a song to sing. And I was like, how come you didn't tell me you could sing for mariachi? One heck of a voice, one heck of a musician. It's like she's been playing mariachi her entire life. Even when you watch her perform, it's like, oh man, it's amazing. So, this one goes to a very talented musician, Alexis Evie. The next three are also originals with me. They started out with me. I started out with them. This first young man was voted the guy that still looks like a freshman. Rito also has another nickname that Daniela doubled on him, which, if you want to know what it is, I'm not going to say it, but you can ask him after the concert. Okay? So, ask Daniela. Okay, but Rito, he really makes the group hard to be in when he's not around, because he just got a presence that just makes you want to be there all the time. He's got a really cool smile, he's got a really neat demeanor, and he's accomplished any challenge that I've ever put in front of him, whether it's been singing chorus alone in class, oh, Mister! And you know, he'll eventually do it, and he'll give it all he's got. And then same thing with his violin playing. This award goes to Rito. This next young lady, freshman year, I was, you know, of course as a beginning teacher, you're just wondering how you're going to make it through and how you're going to inspire the kids. And, you don't know what you're going to get as far as, you know, talent and what you're going to have to work with and everything. And the one thing I was really worried about was a singer. And as soon as this next young lady opened, I apologize. Oh, I feel like a hypocrite now. Okay. Okay, but this next young lady, she, you know, as soon as she opened up her mouth and let her voice fly out, it was something that was like, wow. And I think anybody that heard her was like, wow. And her voice has grown so much. And not only that, but she started playing violin but she started freshman year. And worked hard enough, worked her way to make it into Mariachi Azteca and to be such an asset, not just for her voice and her violin playing, but also for her demeanor and her stage presence and so many other things. And you know, without getting too deep into it, she's an amazing person to me just because of different challenges that she's had to go through this year. Still, just flies on top of everything. And this next award goes to Daniela Pimentel. This next young lady is somebody who I actually met before I started teaching. And like I was saying before, I taught siblings and I was lucky enough to have her sister. Her sister was part of Mariachi Azteca 2 years prior. And her family has been such a wonderful support for me and this program. But this young lady has never, ever stopped helping me and stopped helping this program succeed. And, you know, I could say a lot of it, if not most of it, I've been able to do with the help of her. Because, you know, when you start out teaching, you're kind of clueless, and then you get those students that just go out of their way all the time, 100% of the time, to help you with whatever you need help with. And on top of that, she's maintained she's maintained her grades to be in the 90th percentile. She is part of DECA, she is part of Junior Technical Honor Society, she teaches dance at middle school, the list goes on and on about what this student does. And yet, she's still there 100% of the time, not only for me, but for every member of this mariachi program. And they know it, and I know it. And she's going to be sorely missed. And sometimes I wonder what I'm going to do without her. But I'll learn. But anyways, this young lady, there's not an award big enough to give to thank her for everything that she's done for me and the mariachi program here at Dorado High School for the last 4 years. There really is not. So I'll just leave it with, thank you very much, Stephanie Gonzalez. This next award, I'm asking Stephanie to stay here because this next award that I'm going to hand out is an award that she received last year. It was the first year that I had actually set this award up because I wanted more students like Stephanie, and I wanted them to lead, and I wanted them to aspire to be that hardworking of an individual. And I think it's something to look up to and something to aspire to. And so this next award is available for freshmen, sophomore, and juniors. Last year I started out with my choice because I created the award and I knew exactly who I wanted to give it to. And after that, it was going to be handed down to the students. So the next award is the Mariachi MVP. And this award is now a student choice award, meaning that the students themselves actually have chosen the recipient. And I'm just going to read you a few things on the ballots because I think that they're really cool and they're very consistent.